Welcome to the tutorial for our modern high-rise base. Due to the size of the build, with many steps and tricky sections, we had to split the guide into multiple episodes. The first one focuses on laying down the most important foundations. After that, we'll share a few watch-along style episodes, showing more of the design choices, challenges, and how the build evolves as we go, which we'll upload as they become available. We'll also cover floor configurations, a few tricks for handling corners and gaps. At the end, we'll also revisit the original high-rise and walk through it together for a closer look. Let's get started. To keep everything inside range, start by placing down the PAL box. Then, use the blue range marker as your guide. Go to the edge of the range and place a stone pillar at a 45-degree angle. Now, add the floor pieces like this and 2 more floor pieces along with their supporting pillars. Next, extend one side by 9 tiles for a total length of 11. Add a pillar every 2 tiles. Each segment will be 2 tiles long, so we need 5 of them in total. At the end of this line, place a pillar like so. Then climb on top and place a floor piece here. This spot is very important, so let's call it the critical point. Now, let's extend the other side by 9 tiles. The total length should be 11 pieces as well. Back at the critical point, take your time with this step. Doing it right will save you trouble later. Stand where Nana is standing as shown in the video. Line up the tips of 2 floor corners. Keep the pillar's flat face toward you. Then move the pillar so it overlaps the corner of the nearest floor piece by about 25%. When you're happy with the position, place it down. From above, it should look like this. Now, place 2 floor pieces in this spot. If you did it correctly, you'll see a gap of just the right size. Not too wide, not too tight. Leaving this small gap is important. If you close it completely, you'll run into collision problems later. Check for any wall collision issue now. This part might feel frustrating, but not getting this part right will lead to collision problems later. However, if it feels too much, that's okay. Next episode will show you a fix for the collision problems, which might sacrifice a bit of potential but still looks fine. For now, just keep going. Now, extend this line past the PAL box until it reaches 14 tiles. If the PAL box is in the way, remove it and place it back nearby. We'll move it to a permanent spot later. When the line is complete, both sides should meet here with a small gap. Don't worry. I'll show you how to patch that up later. Before moving on, check the edges to make sure wall pieces can be placed cleanly on every side. If something looks off, now's the time to fix it. We'll build the guiding pieces for the second tower. Place 7 floor pieces like this, adding supports as you go. We used a different material here so you can spot them easily. Switch back to stone and place 7 blocks, adding supports along the way. Next, add the guiding pieces for the other wall of the second tower. Place 7 floor pieces as shown. Finish this wall by placing 7 more blocks along the line. At the end, the line should meet the other tower like this. Move to the midpoint and extend a 4x4 section from the inner edge, adding supports as you go. Everything should now look like this. Extend the blocks for the inner edge of the second tower by adding 4 pieces. Let's move the PAL box to the temporary center point. It'll help with range checking. Extend the platform toward the corner of the second tower, placing floor pieces as shown. Add supports along the way. We usually place a pillar every 2 blocks. When you reach the end, remove the wooden parts and place the block. If the critical point was placed correctly earlier, it should fit perfectly. Take a moment to check the walls for collisions and make sure all base parts have enough support. Some inner walls might still have issues. Don't worry. As long as the exterior walls are fine, then it's okay. We'll fix the ones we can later. Remove any remaining wooden corner pieces. Small gaps, like this, can be patched easily. Here's how everything should look at this stage. If you're running into collision issues that make it tricky to add walls, and you don't want to rebuild from the critical point, don't worry. In the next episode, we'll show you an alternative approach that will let you complete the build. It might sacrifice a little bit of potential, but it will still work beautifully. For now, just place as many walls as you can and continue following along with the tutorial. Let's finish the last edge to complete the outline. Start with this side, placing 5 blocks to reach the end of the line. Add supports as needed. If the critical point pillar was placed correctly, there shouldn't be any collision issues. We'll patch any gaps later. Now, work on the other side, placing 5 blocks so the 2 edges meet. Make sure to add pillars as shown. Check for wall collision problems. Your building should now look like this. Verify that all other edges have joined correctly. Let's build the outside walls first. When you finish, it should look like this. Remove the last guiding pieces. Congratulations! The outline is done. Later in the series, we'll take a closer look at why the critical point is so important, and we'll share some tricks for handling tricky gaps and corners. The build will continue in the next episode. Let's talk about the stacking. Stacking is a very useful technique that lets you stack base facilities to save space, and it can make your base look unique and interesting. Here's how it works. 1. Place an advanced chest, then stack another one on top. Repeat until you reach the desired height. 2nd, place a bed on the topmost chest. 3. Remove only the chest the bed is sitting on. The bed will now float. 4. You can now place another bed on the chest below, remove that chest, and repeat the process. Any storage item and furniture works, such as bench and table, but advanced chest and containers are usually easiest because of their large surface. Most base facilities can be floated this way, not just beds. A few things to watch out for when stacking PalBeds. Don't stack beds too close to the ceiling. It's best to leave at least a block of space, for example, the floor pieces of the next level up. Make sure there are no PalPods or Medipods nearby on the floor above, otherwise they might get stuck in their beds. Mariah will now demonstrate 2 ways to stack longer facilities, like an assembly line. Stack the chest to the desired height first. The first method is the typical jump snapping you may have seen online. Here, you jump and try to snap the assembly line to the top of an assembly chest, a table, a bench, or others. It's simple to set up, but in practice, it can be quite tricky to pull off. The second method, our favorite, is to leave the back wall in place and build more surface to stand on. From there, we use the alignment mode on the back wall to help with placing the assembly line. This method does require more advanced chests, but you won't need to rush for that split-second snap like in the first method. Instead, you can place the assembly line at your own pace, which makes the process much easier and more relaxing. That's it for the first episode. As the build moves forward, we'll naturally cover things like fixing seams, rounding corners, and other little details as they come up. We hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.